guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back in one of my favorite parking lot locations because we have one of my favorite cars of the modern era. It's this right here. This is a 2022 Lexus LC 500. And as you can see, we have a drop top convertible version. But before we get into this luxury sport performance convertible, see how many adjectives I put in one description there? Let's talk about what's going on here. Lexus, the premium brand of Toyota, has been around since 1989. I can't believe that. I was in 8th grade back in 1989. But anyways, into the future, they have done some great things with their models. And this is one of those vehicles that I remember when I first saw an LC 500 going down the road, it looked like a concept car rolling down the road. Now with the LC 500, it's been around since 2018. That may not sound like a long time, but you know what? 4 years of no major revisions is a long time in the auto industry. The only major revision just took place last year. That was the introduction of the drop top convertible. And it's crazy because I personally love the coupe, but it seems that this body, sexy, long body, has really fit well with the drop top all the way in that low position. Now, of course, there's lots of different ways you could get your luxury convertible vehicles, and a lot of times it's going to primarily come from those German Euro brands, but I really think that Lexus has something so unique, so timeless, that it still looks fresh today. It's going to look fresh in another 10, 15, 20 years going down the road. And the even better news is it's got underneath that low, long, slung hood is naturally aspirated V8 goodness. 5-liter V8 underneath the hood. Plus, wait until we get to the interior. Lexus really did raise the bar on luxury touches. So what I want to find out is this the best luxury performance convertible you should be buying, especially when it comes to Lexus and their great reliability? Let's drive into our drop top LC 500 and find out. Right off the bat, like I said, the shape, the Coke bottle, sexy shape. I could stare at this car all day long. Now, at the front end of the business, you're gonna still get a great look to their headlights. They have the triple LED beam headlights, LED headlights in the smaller housing. The way that they worked their daytime running lamp, that signature L-shaped daytime running lamp. A lot of the other Lexus vehicles have integrated the daytime running lamp into the housing because those housings are larger. Still looking very, very fresh, especially with this beautiful metallic silver color that we have. Now, working our way down, we do have the functional corner air curtains. That's gonna help channel that air. I'm glad everything else is smooth, and there seems to be a dead bug right there. So let me get that bug out of there. Ew. You don't get the bug with it. The bug is optional, but you do have these standard functional air curtains with the LED turn signals. They do like a nice waterfall trickle effect. Now, as we come across that nose, you're gonna get, of course, speaking of waterfall, that waterfall open Lexus grille. I love the nice darker metallic gray finish to the grille, all the little points. And then if you notice, as the waterfall goes down, then they all disappear. Really, really clean design. A little bit of chrome around just the outer perimeter section. Nothing too heavy, and I think it fits the luxury side of this. Boy, oh boy, we could all dream about a Lexus LCF. Ooh, twin turbo V8 power, sign me up. But you got that Lexus badge there, so much history, even to this day. And then, like I said, probably one of the longest hoods in the whole auto industry, just sleeks back right towards the windshield. Absolutely stunning just to behold in person. Now, when we come around the bend, same thing on your wheels and tires. So we don't have 19-inch wheels. We don't even have 20-inch wheels. We have 21-inch wheels, hand polished, also with the gloss black in each of those Y-spoke openings. This is, like I said, 21 inches in diameter. Tire is 245 on the width up front, and really digging the 6-piston Brembo calipers with the Lexus badging. And guess what? We do have Super Sport Michelin tires. So you are gonna get some good stick, some good grip, and some good wear durability. And this is a 40 series sidewall. Peeking behind these massive wheels are rotors that are almost as massive, over 15 inches in diameter, two-piece rotors, look like they came right off the Lexus RCF GTD race car that races in the IMSA WeatherTech series. Of course, you're gonna get the adaptive dampers all four corners, but boy, oh boy, I think they got the wheel gap spot on the money. There's nothing that I would change here, except for, like I said, getting an LCF. But let's continue our journey. Down the side, no fake vents, no vents, everything's smooth and sleek. Coming down the side, I love the way they work. The side sill just drops down to give us that aerodynamic efficiency, and we have functional venting on the side as well. So the air is gonna channel down the side towards this functional vent. We got flush mounted door handles. How does the door handle work? You just go like this and the door opens. But look at the touches. You actually have the Lexus badge on that handle that you normally can't see. And then what do? We close the door, and that'll eventually will tuck back in, just like that. Working our way, I don't mind the gloss black. I think it frames it very well. You got a little bit of black across the front of the windshield. And wait until you see more of this tan interior. I'm not a big tan interior guy, but it works on our particular LC500. Coming towards the rear, that Coke bottle shape, look at this. I just wanna rub my hands on this rear fender. Check out our rear wheels and tires. So we still got 21-inch wheels. You still got massive rotors, but now we're working on a 275. So you got more rubber to meet the road because this is rear-wheel drive performance coming around the back. And just like with the headlights, beautiful Art Deco style to the taillights, that LED in there, LED waterfall in the back, still looks so modern, so sleek. LC500 badge with the Lexus badge in the center there. I like the way they integrated the third brake light right into the actual trunk. And then dropping it all the way down, you are gonna get functional exhaust on both sides with those decorative trim rings and a nice, clean, simple rear diffuser to allow that V8 rumble to be heard. But speaking of V8s, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our LC500. All right, guys, we got that massive hood open. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Underneath the hood is a tasteful engine cover. My only zonk is I wish that they would show off the intake plenum like they did on the, say for example, RCF, or even the new, of course, ISF Sport Performance. But you know what? It's not about the cover, it's about what's underneath it. You're looking at a 5-liter V8, 471 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. In this drop top, 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna go by at 12.8 at 112 miles per hour. Top speed is 168 miles per hour. MPGs, 15 in the city, 25 on the highway. And like I said, slowing this beast down, you got rotors that are pizza size, 15.7 inch rotors. I like the bracing that they did at the front to stiffen up the front end. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this V8 and hear its roar. Guys, we're inside this 2022 Lexus LC500. Got the convertible top up just to kind of create a nice atmosphere for Lori to work her magic. But I know you're saying, well, Joe, this does have a lot of luxury. That V8 sounds so damn good. How much is it? So MSRP for the way that this one is optioned, being a drop top, is right around $113,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Still looking so artistically beautiful. Look at that material, the nice silver trim, the soft leather, all the decorative design that they add is just really purposeful, and it shows their attention to detail. Look at the door handle pull with the silver finish inside. And then the best news is the door pocket's a good size. You could easily get a nice Chipotle burrito in there with guac. And you know what? You're in an LC500. Pay the extra money for guac, because guac does cost extra. Going from the door panel to the dash, things still looking fresh. I love the stitch work, soft touch material, even the way they do this design in the plastic area. Now, the one thing that's a little weird are the AC vents for the passenger. These are kind of pointless because it's very hard for them to point and direct on their face. You do have very nice silver touches and the button to open up your glove box. Down here, this is where you're gonna be able to put, I would say, 2 bananas without squishing potassium all over your floor mats and stuff. And then I think the other zonk is going to be the infotainment system. It is that trackpad style system. It's a 10-inch screen, non-touchscreen. It's behind the glass. It's like you can look, but you can't touch. Isn't that how life is? But the good news is that you do have the trackpad. The bad news is you do have the trackpad, which I'll show you how to navigate through that in a second. But we got navigation. You got your analog Lexus clock. I throw it into reverse. Not the clearest resolution of camera. They have not updated that since 2018. Plus, it doesn't give me the whole 10 inches. I paid for 10 inches. I want my 10 inches. Put it back in the park. Using the trackpad, I could pull up the menu, and then you're just gonna slide your finger along the bottom. We do have, when you go into seats, for example, the concierge service. I don't recommend using the trackpad while you're driving, but in a parking lot, you could actually turn on the massage seats. You could go into your seating for heated 3 stages, ventilated, you got 3 stages. It's just a pain in the butt to use the trackpad. But Lexus knows that, and they're updating their systems. Love the silver finish here. Nice finish on the start-stop button. Just all the switch gear feels so amazing. You do have a CD player, so get out Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige. You watch the Super Bowl. Now you can listen to all of them and pretend like you were there like I was. You do have soft touch. Open this up, a little tiny, poorly placed cup holder. But to be honest with you, you're not drinking in my LC 500. So I'll close this up. This is gonna control the 10-speed automatic. One of the best feeling volume knobs in the whole auto industry. If you ever get an LC 500, even if you can't drive it, just turn this knob because it feels fantastic. You got the nice knobs and switches for tuning and everything. There's that pesky trackpad. We'll forget that. Watch this. You ready? It's like James Bond. Boom. No, it doesn't do an oil slick or rocket launchers, but this is for our convertible top. I like the way they hide it. And then we have, of course, this sliding armrest, a little place for your, your breath mints when you're making out after you're done eating the Funyuns. And then you keep moving it back and open it. There's some nice felt lining for your iPhone 47 Gold Edition, USB-A's and an aux jack and a 12 volt. And then these seats are so perfect, it's ridiculous. If you look up seats in a dictionary, this is what they're gonna show you. These seats, the stitching, the material, they cradle you like a baby, full electric assist, and they got some great bolstering. Plus, guess what? For some extra horsepower, 5 extra horsepower, you get the tan seat belts as well. Alcantara along this whole headliner area, but why don't you come over here behind the business end? I want to show you behind this tan leather wrap steering wheel in our LC 500. Guys, business time in this sexy drop top. You're gonna be greeted to a beautiful aluminum sill plate with the Lexus name there, and then a foot box that belongs on a race car. You got a nice large aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. All of our seat controls are easy to get to. Look at how they put the stitching, even down here. Most people don't even look down here, but they put the stitching there because they pay attention to detail. 3 stages, 3 memory seat settings, so you can let people borrow your LC 500, but if you do, you're freaking nuts. I'm 6 feet tall with a convertible top up, still plenty of headroom. And then let's talk about the steering wheel. Look at that beautiful tan leather. Like I said, I would never think in a million years I would like this steering wheel. I'm digging it. With the contrast stitching, you got stitching on the horn button, the Lexus badge, the gunmetal gray on all the buttons. You have these surfboard sized paddles bolted to the wheel, electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then check out the dash, that 7-inch display with that physical bezel. The best part is, watch this, it moves. So now you could go in there and you have auxiliary gauges, including a G meter and everything else over there. Nicely done, really well thought out, stuff that you're not gonna find. Now you do have 2 back seats, but with people back there, you're gonna have to really get up on the steering wheel to give them any room. We have the screen in place to help cut down on the buffeting, but you can put a couple people back there if you need to. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the trunk because I'm dying to go on throttle. Guys, time to get into the trunk now. The trunk is on the tighter side. It's 3 cubic feet of space, but here's the good news. You have the same amount of space no matter if the top is up or the top is down. 3 cubic feet of space, actually plenty to go get the groceries. Big enough for 2 carry-on bags. Just to let you know what's back here, this is to put the actual wind deflector if you don't want to have it in the vehicle. Plus, of course, to keep everybody safe, we need the official Lexus first aid kit. Tons of Band-Aids, bandages, and some Neosporin, but you know what? I hope you're ready for an eargasm because I'm ready to do it. Let's go on throttle in this LC 500. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 LC 500 convertible. I got in Sport Plus mode, shut off the traction control, and we are ready to rock and roll on throttle. Here we go. Yeah! Nice. Love this sound. Nice balance. I tell you, there's just something about this car. First of all, with the side glass up, you're not getting buffeted all around with a bunch of air. Enough air is coming in that you're in a convertible, but with the screen and the side windows up, I mean, I'm sure you could hear me super clear right now, but we're able to still enjoy that open top fun. Having that 5-liter V8, a little over 470 horsepower, there's just not many cars like this. There's just not. And the way everything is laid out, the biggest challenge is gonna be operating that trackpad system, but when you're driving, especially in the twisty bits, you're not worried about the trackpad. You're just worried, not even worried, you're enjoying hitting your marks and taking the turns and getting the power to the ground. It's funny, I'm not a big tan interior guy like I told you earlier, but I'm really digging the way the interior is in this car, especially with the exterior color. It really works well. But it gets power to the ground so nicely and really allows you to just take advantage of that nice linear torque delivery. And with the top down, you can't beat that sound. 10 speed on the downshifts is quick. On the upshifts, it's a little slow. And I wish that it would let me downshift when exactly I want to. It's getting hung up a little bit because of trying to match the speed with the revs and everything. But good connectivity. This is not a small car. This is not a light car, but it gets the job done and in such a luxurious way. All right, guys, let's take some more twisty bits. 3rd gear, 2nd gear. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Nice! Brakes feel great. The V8 is so harmonious, it's freaking ridiculous. It's sad that these cars are disappear. We're no longer gonna have that sound one of these days, so you might as well enjoy it. Now the car is a little floaty. This is not a hardcore sports performance car. This is more of a GT car, so you're definitely gonna get a little bit of wallow in the turns like I was experiencing, but still really freaking connected at the front. Definitely could tell what's going on with the rear. Remember, this is rear wheel drive. And with that limited slip diff, it gets the power to the ground very, very nicely. It's just that if you want a hardcore convertible sports car, you need to look probably somewhere else. All right, guys, I put the side glass down. I want you to get an idea of the difference between having the side glass up and having the side glass down. I'm gonna try to keep quiet so you can listen to the harmonious symphony of those 8 cylinders. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Oh, here we go, yeah! Yeah! Love it! So I'm sure you can tell the difference between having the side glass up, having the side glass down, but it's just crazy because you can enjoy the twisties, but then you could go out to a fancy dinner, you could drive this every day, have the drop top fun. I don't mind that it's a claw top. I know a lot of people want hard tops, but the claw top does cut down on the weight, and we don't need the car weighing even more. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top up while we're rolling here. So I'm gonna slow down and show you that the top can go up while we're rolling. And then with the top up, you actually got some really good headroom here. You'll get a little chime telling me to slow down because it needs to be within the required amount of speed. And now it's all done. I'll put up the side windows. I'll put up the rear glass. And now it's as quiet as can be in here for a convertible. There is a little bit of wind noise here and there, but it's really quiet. They do a great job with sound deadening material, all the fine materials, the Alcantara on the actual frame of the convertible top. So you're gonna get all that high quality fit, feel, and finish in here that Lexus just outdoes the competition. And this is such a unique car, a timeless car that I really think in the future, these are gonna be well sought after, not only for the V8s, but also for the way that they look. All right, guys, this last run through the twisties, we're gonna do with the top up, just so you could get a sensation what that is all about. But one more time for you, one more time for me. You guys are the best. Are you ready? Oh, that's right, here we go, yeah! All the way to red line. Hit the red line. Those massive brakes. Look at this. Yeah! See, a little bit of wallow there. That's where you just know that you're not in a full-out sports car meant for the track. But that's okay, because that's not what this car is trying to be. It is that GT sporty style vehicle where you got rear seats, you got place for some luggage, and you got the top down fun. But hopefully this has been a nice overview for you about the LC 500 convertible. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been a great day with this LC 500. I gotta thank the whole Lexus team allowing Raiti's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. If you're looking for a luxury performance drop top, is this the one for you? Do they need to make some changes, or are you gonna pass altogether? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen behind the lens, Lori, working it like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.